We love hip hop.
Because after that debate last night, I know a lot of people were saying that Harris's numbers have been going up higher before the debate, but last night was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not either a Trump supporter or a Harris supporter. I'm neither. Right. So let's pull up some stuff here. Let me just let's go to my Instagram first, and then we'll go through X, because I know they have a lot of posts on X about this. So
much more in common than what separates us. And we don't want this kind of approach that is just constantly trying to divide us, and especially by race. And let's remember how Donald Trump started. He was he owned land, he owned buildings, and he was investigated because he refused to rent property to Black families. Let's remember, this is the same individual who took out a full-page ad in the New York Times calling for the execution of 5 young Black and Latino boys who were innocent, the Central Park 5. Took out a full-page ad calling for their execution. This is the same individual who spread birther lies about the first Black president of the United States. And I think the American people want better than that, want better than this, want someone who understands, as I do, I travel our country. We see in each other a friend. We see in each other a neighbor. We don't want a leader who is constantly trying to have Americans point their fingers at each other.
Jesus.
I meet with people all the time who tell me, can we please just have discourse about how we're going to invest in the aspirations and the ambitions and the dreams of the American people? Knowing that regardless of people's color or the language their grandmother speaks, we all have the same dreams and aspirations and want a president who invests in those, not in hate and division.
Vice President Harris, thank you. Lindsay?
Watch this.
President Trump, this is now your 3rd time.
This is the most divisive presidency in the history of our country. There's never been anything like it. They're destroying our country, and they come up with things like what she just said. Going back many, many years, when a lot of people, including Mayor Bloomberg, agreed with me on the Central Park 5, they admitted, they said, they pled guilty. And I said, well, if they pled...
She hit him in the gut with that Central Park, or the exonerated 5. She hit him in the gut with that one right there.
Guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately. And if they pled guilty, then they pled, we're not guilty. But this is a person that has to stretch back years, 40, 50 years ago, because there's nothing now. I built one of the greatest economies in the history of the world, and I'm going to build it again. It's going to be bigger, better, and stronger.
And the comments have been going wild. When I go through the comments here, and let's make them a little bit bigger. So, shot review, salute to the shot review. He says they're eating dogs. That's a quote from Trump. They're eating dogs and cats and blah, blah, blah. This guy, complex_NJ, says, didn't she send hundreds of people to prison over weed? Right, big salute to Bugsy or Benny Black. He's like, Trump. Opie says has a paragraph in here. She says Harris did well because she lied through most of it, and the misinformation and the information don't know any better because people are mentally lazy and already biased. He didn't do a great job breaking down his argument / lies. At the end of the day, through the people, at the end of the day, though, people need to wake the F up and see the whole shit show for what it is. The world stage. It's part of the show. The elites need the people divided, angry, and fighting amongst each other. The debate doesn't even matter because everyone has their own bias confirming what they want to hear. Brainwashed on both sides while thinking the other is impervious to it. Well said. And that's super facts. In the end of the day, people are just going to root for whoever their favorite is. And no matter what the other side says, whether they make a good point or a bad point, they're going to find a way for their favorite to have said the right thing. All right, so there's more comments in here too. She said, Legendary 514 or Legends 514 says she should loose. I guess he meant lose. And this is all Canadian audiences that are giving their opinions on this. You know what I'm saying? When we're watching from the outside, and a few things that she was saying, her being Kamala Harris, that from the outside, a lot of people were looking at American politics, or Trump specifically, what she was saying, as a joke. I can't disagree with her here with that point. I'm just going through Twitter and some of the reactions. Let's play
It's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
Well, as I said,
To those 6 justices.
There is no
Let's find some more clips from this here.
the American people,
Oh, that's mine. That's my clip. What's this guy got to say about this? Let's find some more clips from this.
and this former president,
I know she wanted to say some wild shit like this piece of shit. Let's do this. Trump Harris.
we're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. It's got to be smart. We got to do it the right way.
Do you believe in the mandatory buyback of quote unquote assault weapons?
I do
I guess this is a reel of all the lies that she's told.
believe that we need to do buyback. Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis.
This is good. This is the good breakdown of all of the different talking points that were major talking points last night, and then things that they actually did say.
And the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
there is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
Tim Walls, babies born alive in botched were left to die, then removed, reporting.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she won.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
Look,
And that whole-
right. So here's the thing. Defund the police. The issue behind it is that we need to reimagine how we are creating safety. And when you have many cities that have 1/3 of their entire city budget focused on policing, we know that is not the smart way and the best way or the right way to achieve safety.
Let's stop there for a second. It was a pretty good debate. Let me go check in the poll here.
When he went to Congress to make a very important speech, she refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers.
Right now
She
it's
went to go to the
50-50 as far
sorority
as
party.
who's going to win the
She
election.
hates Israel. If she's president, I believe that Israel will not exist within 2 years from now. And I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm wrong about that one. She hates Israel. At the same time, in her own way, she hates the Arab population because the whole place is going to get blown up. Arabs, Jewish people, Israel will be gone. Now Iran has 300 billion, or any of the 28 different spheres of terror, and they are spheres of terror, horrible terror. They had no money. It was a big story.
This is where he was cooking.
And you know it. You covered it very well, actually. They had no money for terror. They were broke. Now they're a rich nation. And now what they're doing is they're spreading that money around. Look at what's happening with the Houthis and Yemen. Look at what's going on in the Middle East.
Hold on. Comic Gang Strong. Peace Love says Friday trying to skip the Israel and Jewish segment. Yeah, that's facts. YouTube does not like that type of rhetoric right there. Big comment over here from Punty 050. I hope they don't get Jamaicans involved in the dog eating ting. I know how they hate Obia magic business already. Persons blue holding pencils, persons, I don't know, that might be a link. Oh, there's a link. I started reading the damn link. Yeah, I think he means everybody. Low key, and I had a slight political debate, and I know there's been way bigger political debates that have been happening, but I had a quick political debate with my girl, and one of the things that I was saying, or what I think, and it doesn't mean, well, it's going to sound crazy. I think Trump is racist. There's a lot of things that maybe people can say that point to him not being a racist, and I'm trying to use the proper YouTube term, so bear with me. But he's just shown himself so many different times in different situations where it's like, oops, that sounds a little racist. But the thing is that's crazy is I think they all are. So voting him in for black people who are Mexicans who were voting Trump, I think they already know that. They know that he's racist. They don't care. He's going to bring the money in. Right? And he's also shown that no matter how much of a racist that he is, he's like, you know what? I'll free Lil Wayne. I'll free Kodak Black. What do you blacks need? I got you. Doesn't take away from the fact that he is, but if he's gonna put it this way, if a racist is gonna help black people, then a lot of black people are just like, you know what, whatever, send on. It doesn't make it right, but it is what it is. But I still do think high key that he's great.
To be a dictator on day one, according to himself.
This guy's on some battle rap shit. What's your rebuttal? So there's been a lot of arguments that have been happening via comments. People have been arguing on road about this. And this is over here in Canada. I'm not even just talking about the United States. In the States, I'm sure it's 10 times worse. All right. I'm sure there's 10 times the political debates that have been going on than over here. But in the end of the day, I feel like it's a shit show. Both people lie. Both parties lie. It's just who lies better? Whose lies can you accept more? All right. Oh, there's a Taylor Swift endorsement.
Debate. Taylor Swift. People have been waiting to hear
Let me
from
turn
Taylor
this up.
Swift because we already know where Beyonce stands.
Nobody was waiting on this.
We already know where Beyonce stands because Freedom
Go
is
to the
Kamala
Breakfast Club.
Harris's campaign song. People were waiting to hear from Taylor Swift. Now, I know y'all want to say I'm a Swiftie, but I am not. What I am doing right now is I'm about to show you guys, once I talk about this, watch how the celebrity of Taylor Swift helps to elevate everything Kamala is
You are
already
ridiculous.
doing.
You would say a white
Everything
woman.
she's
you
already
would say-
doing.
You would give a white woman credit for
White
elevating
woman,
Kamala
I
Harris.
didn't give her
Not
credit.
the
I said-
fantastic debate she had last.
Now let's take a read of the caption. So she posted a photo with her cat. Her cat is named Benjamin Button.
Her cat.
She's a cat lady. So she said, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. She also thinks that the debate was amazing. She's not taken away from the debate.
Hold on, quick fast, just to show y'all what they're talking about. Just to show y'all what they're talking about. I actually went and followed this chick last night. I was like, oh, I never really thought about following Taylor Swift. This is the picture they're talking about. It's a cute cat. Not gonna lie. All right, let's get back to this.
If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. She said recently she was made aware that there was an AI of her falsely endorsing Donald Trump. So she's addressing that and saying that it was posted to his website.
I'm not a Swiftie just because I followed her, but low-key I might be a honorary Swiftie.
Which conjured up her fears around AI, but she just wanted people to know that it was not true. Those are not her plans for this election as a voter. She says that she'll be casting her vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the presidential election. She's voting for Kamala because she fights for the rights and causes that she believes that America needs a warrior and a champion, and Kamala is that. And she's steady-handed. She's a gifted leader, and she's going to accomplish everything that the country needs. But more importantly, she wanted people to know that she's done her research, she's made her choice, and that they should go out and do the same thing as well, too. And she signed this, a childless cat lady. So that was taking a shot at J.D. Vance.
Oh, that might have been a shot at Travis Kelce.
So, yeah, the Swifties have spoken, or the queen of the Swifties have spoken. I'm going to have to go back to the polls here, our own polls, the We Love Hip Hop political polls that we have here. Maybe they can use that for research for the elections. Okay, they can look back on this YouTube video later and be like, okay, this is what they think over at We Love Hip Hop. Okay, this is exactly what's going to happen in the election. So right now, I ask, who's winning the election? 47% say Harris and 53% say Trump. Okay, I'm not mad at y'all. I am not mad at y'all. Listen, I'm not a political pundit, so I'm not going to stay on this long. We are definitely a hip hop network.
We love hip hop.